And today's video blog is specifically about the value that I personally see in private instruction. So I just want to kind of go through what I think that really brings to the table. I believe it really allows what is desperately needed for growth, and that is freedom, right? We all need freedom to experiment and fail, and if we get to fail in private, we're going to push ourselves just that much harder. So it's imperative that a player gets that opportunity, in my opinion. If you really want to see some major progression, you'll start to see that player, when it's a one-on-one or them and another player, and you're being pushed, especially by members of our staff and myself, to go ahead and go for it and try to go ahead and push the envelope. They'll be more apt to do that in an individual basis. Number one for me is you remove all fear of failure. If the lesson is conducted correctly, you will remove the fear of failure. Situation number two that you'll find yourself in is the opportunity to retain the information is a lot better in a private setting, because the interaction that you're getting from a coach, you may ask a question that you would never ask in a group setting. You know, the old adage of, hey, there's no such thing as a bad question, right? We've all heard that in seminars, in classes, and things that we've attended. And 9 times out of 10, when you ask if there are any questions, very seldom do you have questions being asked. And if you do, it becomes a lot more frequent once the 5th or 6th or 7th question is asked. Nobody wants to be that first 2 individuals who raises their hand. But in a private group situation, private or semi-private situation, that comfort level is there to ask questions. So we've got the fear of failure removed, and we've got the engagement between instructor and student or athlete really dramatically elevated in that type of situation. And the last is, as the instructor, I get a snapshot on a very intimate level of what makes that person tick. A good coach is nothing more than a horse jockey. We know when to pull back the reins, and we know when to whip down the whip. And that interaction that we would get in a private setting is going to give us the tools to know that in a group setting, if a player needs to be pushed, how we can push that player. I think, if you spoke to any of our players that are currently doing instruction, or players that are, not in the organization that are coming to the Santiago Baseball Academy for instruction, they would tell you that the attention that you get here to detail is unbelievable. I think our coaches do a great job of pushing these guys and getting results. Almost every player that is currently doing instruction with us, I would say, has dramatically improved, because when you put all 3 of those things together that we talked about, the removal of fear of failure, okay, the interaction, and finding out how a player ticks and understands and thinks, what you really end up walking away with as a parent is a player who has a higher self-esteem. And I can't tell you guys are smart people. Self-esteem impacts everything. It's going to impact them at school, it's going to impact them on the field, it's going to impact them in every walk of life that they have. And so it's a tremendous opportunity for us as coaches to build that self-esteem. And that's very hard to do in a group setting. We can talk about self-esteem, we can talk about those things even in a small group setting, but on a private level is really where I think that impact is made. And you get the kind of the holistic experience in that setting. That's my quick snapshot into what I feel the true value of private instruction is all about. Thank you guys. Have a great day. And this is Coach Santiago. Feel free to email me or call me at your leisure, and be more than happy to talk to you further about our private instruction programs.